Hey guys, June, end of June, another month like March. Not a good month, but I'm just gonna try and keep it upbeat this time, just talk about the good stuff that happened, because there was some good stuff that happened this month, I'll say that. This is not an update video, first of all. This is a vlog, all right? It's still an update on what I'm doing and stuff, but there's a little more than that. So this one's the first one. I'm gonna call it a vlog, because some people have been like, hey, why don't you do a vlog? I kind of do that every month when I do an update video, so I'm gonna call it that. Does it make it that much different? Not really, but I'll try and document some things that I've done a little better, some videos, some pictures, stuff like that. And I've done ones like that with like MagFest and stuff like that. So, you know, Josh, for example, is like, dude, you gotta do a vlog. I'm like, man, I've been doing a vlog. So he's like, well, it's different. And I'm like, just put it. I said that and he just put it. I don't even know what I mean anymore. I'm just saying things. So this is for you, Josh. First off, stuff that I did this month that's out. The Video Game Years 1981 Part 2 came out, and as always, links, bottom, you know, the drill. So that's out. I have my own standalone segment in it. It's about, wouldn't it have been cool if this game had came out at that time? You know, something relevant to that year. And if they had made a game about it, what would that be like? Just kind of a funny segment. So peep that out if you haven't seen it already. Links in the bottom. On that note, the Video Game Years, you might have seen the Indiegogo that Retroware TV's doing on that. It's, you know, it's like a Kickstarter. I had not heard of Indiegogo myself, so if you hadn't, it's like a Kickstarter thing. What they're trying to do is get money to fund the show, the Video Game Years. It takes a lot of time and talent to do that well. When I say talent, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the people behind the scenes doing all the editing and stuff. Like, you know, I just do my stuff and it doesn't cost me anything to do it other than time. And, you know, I don't get paid for it. This isn't really about, you know, paying the people that are on camera. I'm not getting paid from it, for example, but, you know, people behind the scenes that are putting in hours and hours of editing to make the show happen. And so that's what really it's about. It's like, hopefully we could pay people to do it more, you know, like on a full-time basis, to hopefully keep the show going a little bit more frequently, you know, because it's kind of, here's an episode and then there's a lot of time in between. So there's an Indiegogo on that. Actually, the goal's been met, but you know how with Kickstarters and Indiegogo and stuff like that, there's like the long stretch. It's like, well, there's still time left. If we can get more money, you know, hopefully that will help fuel the show more. So, you know, if you'd like to, links below. If you want to, it's like a couple days left, but luckily the goal's been met. It's just about getting more funding to make the show better. So please donate to that. Appreciate it. I don't get money for it, just saying. It's a show I believe in. I think it's really good. I mean, you know, if you want to know about video game history, I'm not the most knowledgeable about that period of time because I wasn't alive at that time, obviously. I just kind of like go, hey, you know, here's a fun fact that I found out about it, and here's a dumb joke. That's my thing, you know, that's what I do. But there's people on the show that are like really, they know the history behind it, people that were actually there. Of course, there's famous people that were on there, you know, talked about Angry Video Game Nerd last time. People that were actually in the industry that did it, you know, at that time. You know, I've talked about the show before, but it's something that I really believe in, and I think it'd be really great if it keeps going. So that's what it's about. Please donate if you can. If you can't, I get it. But if you can, yeah, that. Did I mention I don't get money for that? Just want to make sure that's clear. Sometimes people freak out about asking for money on the internet, and I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for money for the show, not for me, personally. Also recorded an episode that's out now of the Videocade Commentaries, episode 10. This one's the first episode of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. And it's hilarious because if you haven't seen it for a long time, like I hadn't seen it for a while and I was like, man, it's got the live action segments and the cartoons, so it's all around freaking hilarious, awesome. You know, some of it's kind of bad, but in a good way, so check that out. There's another episode that we recorded that hopefully is coming out next week, and I don't know when it's coming out, so I'm not gonna say anything about it, but when it is out, I'll do the, hey, this is Eric saying that it's out now, and there's a link down there, so that's what I'll say. I'll say that. In any case, I got my computer fixed, sort of. Had someone come over and look at it. It seemed to be working fine, and I totally don't blame the person that looked at it because it's just an intermittent problem. And anyone that's done tech stuff for a living, you know, I did a little bit of tech work, me of all people, at one point, and I'm totally not tech savvy. But I mean, intermittent problems are really hard to diagnose and treat, obviously, because it's like on and off, and it's not happening necessarily at the time it's being looked at. it was working fine at the time, and actually everything had been great, and I was like, man, this is gonna be perfect. Now I can start making videos again, because I was hoping to do something for June. Obviously it's not done, otherwise I would have said it already. I'm sorry. But I was working on my computer and went to bed. I'd leave my computer sleep at night. Maybe that's my problem. If that's my problem, let me know in the comments, but I always let my computer sleep overnight. Sometimes I turn it off every once in a while if it's gonna be a few days or something, but it's mostly on sleeping when I'm sleeping. So when I wake up, I go on trying to turn it on, and it has crashed, and it says Dell, whatever, the normal thing that it says. So in any case, I'm thinking that it's not fixed. So I might have to just take it in and get it looked at. It's gonna be in the shop for a couple weeks to be diagnosed, but I'm gonna try and push on, see what I can do. This update video, for example, I can't do it on my laptop. The last update video I did on my laptop is a really tedious pain in the butt. It gets out of sync with the audio and video. I've actually been having trouble with that on my desktop as well. I don't know what's going on with it. In any case, I'm gonna edit this on my tower. So if you're seeing this, it's because my tower is good. If you're not seeing this, it's because it's not. You wouldn't be seeing them. Why am I even saying it? I don't know. In any case, I'll put a thing here if there's a problem. I don't know. So I was hoping this month to have that out of the way and actually get something out. I was thinking maybe I could do like a game quickie real quick between mid-June and the end of June, and it didn't happen, obviously. So hopefully in July I'll have something out. I know I always say hopefully, but I don't want to promise something, under promise, over deliver kind of thing. Really want to get working on something, get out of the funk and just do something. It's going to be a matter of getting that technical problem solved. So thank you again to everyone that's offered help on that. I've used some of your suggestions to try to diagnose it myself, and some people have offered like really generous things like, hey, I'm up in Fort Collins in Colorado, come up and check out, my shop, or I'll do this for free. I'm super grateful for that kind of thing. Some people that are local and that kind of stuff, or people that have offered their help online. I really appreciate it. You don't want to deal with me because I know nothing about computers. Like Ben, my friend Ben, will try and help me with any kind of technical problem sometimes, and I'll be like, hey, so what do I do? And after a while, he's just like, dude, do this. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm really not technical. How do I even make videos? I don't know. I'm more creative than technical, and not even that creative. I've been making some music though. That's creative. Hopefully I'll release some new music soon, because I've been working on some stuff that I think is going to be pretty good. Ding. Speaking of music that's pretty good, not pretty good, really good, what are you listening to now? New Starship Amazing. They dropped some tracks to promote their upcoming album. Holy cow, it's gonna be wicked. I'll say that, and I'll leave it at that. Listen to the tracks in the background, pick those tracks up, and the new album's dropping real soon. Details about that right here, putting it. Check it out, freaking awesome. It's gonna be awesome, I'm telling you. So like I was saying, in April or May, I was saying, hey guys, I really appreciate, everyone's support and everything, taking a break and all that. Everyone has been super cool I really appreciate that. I said, you guys have been with me for a really long time. A lot of you have been subscribers for a really long time, and I just wanted to do something for the fans, kind of give back sort of thing. Because people have been super supportive. Really nice, offering help and everything. So I was like, hey, what video would you like me to make next? So I want to do a video for the fans, because I've still got other ideas, different things I want to do, and I'll try and work a fan video in there somewhere. I didn't say exactly when it would happen, and I still don't know, technical problems, whatever. So I said in the comments on that video, post what you'd like me to do, and I have the results. The results are in, here they are. I made a cheesy bar graph. So the videos you can see there, so it looks like the winner is other games, but other games means they got single votes. So I think one person, maybe two people said Mischief Makers. There was requests for Resident Evil, a couple games I had never heard of. Most of them I had heard of, but there was a couple that I didn't know exactly what they were, and unfortunately, since they got one vote apiece, I've noted them, but they're not going to be the one. I got a majority rules thing on this. So there were 10 ideas at least for random video ideas, for a concept for a video. Someone said I should do a video in a banana hammock or something like that. I was like, that's pretty funny, but I'm definitely not going to be doing that. Everyone appreciates that, I'm sure. I know I do. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. It was more like a style of video. So people were saying, do a casual, play a game with your friend thing or something like that. Just different ideas for doing videos. Do something like Angry Video Game Nerd, do something like Pat the NES Punk, but not a specific game. So those ones are noted as ideas, but again, there was no like winner in that. 2 people said, you know, you're obsessed with Donkey Kong because I got my Donkey Kong cabinet, Donkey Kong stickers on the wall, stuff. Do something with Donkey Kong. So there was only 2 votes for that, but noted. 3 people said something about like a top 10 video, like make something in the old style that I had done, like with top 10 videos and that kind of thing. But the overwhelming winner, when you look at, you know, the same, people were talking about the same thing, was Goemon. Do a Goemon video or a Mystical Ninja, Gambare Goemon, something like that. So 12 votes on that, at least 12 times it was mentioned. So, you know, that actually goes in line with something I really wanted to do this year. I really wanted to do a Mystical Ninja, Gambare Goemon video this year. So that's kind of a twofer for me. I mean, it serves both purposes because I wanted to do it and the fans want me to do it. So that's what I'm gonna do. That'll be like both. That one, I've been putting off since I started making videos because I was like, you know, I did the Castlevania one. I got a couple videos under my belt and I thought, eventually I want to review some Mystical Ninja games, Gambare Goemon games. I was like, I just want to make sure that I get my skills like at their peak, my video editing skills, my script writing skills, everything at its peak before I do that because, you know, my favorite game series of all time. And if I don't do a good job on that, then I would feel awful about that. And that would be the worst thing that could possibly happen. So especially having been out of it for a while, I think I'm gonna have to do a couple more videos and make sure I get the technical problems worked out. I've got to write a really good script. I mean, I don't want to hype it up because I don't know how I can do it justice because like this means the most to me of any game. So it's just a challenge for myself. You know, if people are like, you know, whatever, like, man, that would really suck, you know, if I just make like an average video. It's really intimidating for me, so hopefully I can do a good job on that, but I'm gonna have to put it off for a little while. We'll just see what happens, so stay tuned for that. So I was talking about Starship Amazing. You know, half of Starship Amazing came out to my house. I talked about it last month. It was the day before Derek, Happy Video Game Nerd, came out, and we hung out for a week. It was freaking awesome. So picked up Derek at the airport. First thing, burgers. Took him to a crappy burger joint, so greasy burgers. You know, it was burgers every day. Burgers on burgers on burgers. Just eating them all the time. Sometimes it's burger candy. Why not? Just eat them. So, you know, I know he's a fan of burgers, so it's like, I've got some places I'd like to take you. I'm sure I didn't really impress him because, you know, he's got some good burger joints in Alaska as well, but so just check this out. Just check it out. Put some glasses on that burger, why not? So you're seeing videos and pics now of stuff that happened. I can't believe I said pics out loud, you know, pictures. Yeah, I don't talk like that, nobody does. So Derek was out here on vacation. You know, we just wanted to hang out, and it's obviously not very common that we get to see each other. It's like MagFest, or that's pretty much it. He lives in Alaska, I live in Colorado, pretty far apart. But what brought us together basically was, you know, I was online and Johnny Ketchum, thank you very much, was looking on Twitter and being like, hey guys, you know, I saw that I was talking about Bats. I wanted to go see Bats, talked about this last month. He's like, dude, there's also Anamanaguchi's playing, Bats is playing, the Postal Service is playing. It was day after day. Postal Service, Anamanaguchi, Bats, back to back. It's like, that's a killer lineup. And Derek is like, I'm looking for tickets right now. So he came out, you know, mainly just to go see those concerts, but also just to hang out. You know, he hasn't had a vacation for a long time. I haven't had a vacation for a long time. So we just hung out. We played some games, played on my cocktail cabinet, played on my Donkey Kong cabinet. We played mad games, gave him a tour. He gave me a tour. I'm gonna have to put that in my game tour. I can't put the whole thing in there because the basement's looking really nice, but it's not done. I got to get it completely done before I do another video. Unless you guys want to see like another in-between video, but I think it'll kind of spoil it if I do all that. You've already seen a shot of like a long shot of the basement, but it's looking like a really tight game room. Where my camera is right now is where I need to be having a bunch of games, and they're not there yet. The bar's not done. Gotta get that flag thing going and stuff, but mostly it's done. It's looking pretty tight. First night, took him out to 1UP, Denver Barcade. It's like the new Mecca video game area. I mean, it's actually not like a really big arcade or anything by any means, but it's a bar and it's an arcade, it's a barcade. And they have the Kong off there. So every year, the Kong off, everyone competes for the high score in Donkey Kong. I guess Steve Wiebe, Billy Mitchell went out there, or was supposed to come out here for that, to Denver. So that's really awesome, you know. Twin Galaxies, I guess, is moving to Denver, or has moved to Denver, something like that, as a result of like the efforts of the 1UP Barcade. Pretty awesome. They got 1 Up, they got 2 Up. We went to both of those places, checked it out. You know, they got a lot of classic arcade games. The bar is awesome. Everything there is really cool. They have giant Jenga, so that's really fun. So if you're in Denver or, you know, around the Denver area, check that out. It's awesome. I hope to go there for the Kong Off this year, so I'm gonna see about doing that maybe. So during the days, me and Derek, we just went to places to look for games. We went and bought a bunch of games, went to a lot of game stores, had a lot of fun doing that. Concerts, we had a bunch of concerts to go to. You know, first night we went and saw the Postal Service at Red Rocks, which is an awesome venue. It's like natural Red Rocks area. It's basically that, you know, Red Rocks Amphitheater, just massive, friggin' awesome pictures, video, it's awesome. They played with Rah Rah Riot. I'd never heard of them, but they were really good. You know, they got like people playing strings, which I love. So that was really cool. You couldn't hear the strings as much as I wanted to, but it was really good. Derek was over at my house. He was making music on my keyboard, playing way better than I ever could. Really intimidating. You know, I got to check out some of his stuff and I was like, man, I'm not good. His stuff's really good. Just like I said, look out for that new album coming out. I don't know why I said that, just check it.
Ruby Dagger, new album from Starship Amazing. July 16th.
Next night, we went and saw Anamanaguchi, and it was a smaller venue. I was kind of surprised, but man, it was awesome. The first guy that was on did some kind of like it was like a metal chiptune thing. It was really weird. The next people that came on, Chrome Sparks, freaking awesome. Josh told me that, you know, he was really into them, so he wanted to come out and check them out, but he didn't get a chance to. He showed up for Anamanaguchi, and that was awesome. Like, just their whole setup was sweet. Just to see them live, the energy was way up. A lot of fun, sweet show, a lot of fun. I don't know, it's a lot of fun. We saw them at the Marquee Theater and they were saying like, this is the best New York style pizza we've had outside of New York, because they've been on tour and they're like, man, people say they have New York style pizza, but not like this place. So I was like, it's awesome, maybe they'll come back, have some New York style pizza, send another piece into space. Have you seen the video? Sorry, I'm sorry. Me, Derek, and Josh got to hang out. Awesome time, chilling at the bar, the incomplete bar, but we had fun. Keep that out. It's a bar, so that's what goes on. During the day, like I'm saying, me and Derek were either playing games or we were looking for games. It was game-tastic all the time. It was either games or music, 24/7. Checking out, catching each other up on each other's media that we'd check out. Just checking it out and just checking it. I don't know, watching funny videos, goofing off, whatever, watching movies. We really didn't get to do like all the stuff that we wanted to do. It was like, man, we jam-packed it with stuff, but we still didn't get to do everything we planned on doing. So that's how it goes, video games. So when we went to the Baths concert, the opener for that was Deej, I guess is how you say it, D33J. Freaking brilliant, awesome, great atmospheric music. After that, Houses, who I'd never heard of before. And then Baths. Someone made a joke, you should call it the Bath House Tour because it's baths and houses. I was like, I get it. Anyway, it was an interesting name. So yeah, they were really good too. They had some technical difficulties, but they pulled through it like soldiers. They did really good, awesome show. Peep out, all of that out. Peep it out. Baths was great live, like I figured he would be. You know, like the guy's got chords. He's got some vocal cords on him. Yeah. Can just really belt out like really, you know, high-pitched stuff and make it sound good. But just seeing it live, you know, like just manipulating everything live was just awesome. Then, like I said, we went to 2 Up. The last night Derek was in town. Me and Derek went to 2 Up and we met up with Johnny Ketchum. And, you know, the guy that kind of made everything happen, really, because if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have known about the other 2 concerts. It was just, I was like, hey, Baths. And he's like, dude, not just Baths, you know, the other 2 concerts. So part of what made Derek come out. So we got to hang out with him, cool guy. We had a lot of fun, goofing off, playing video games, talking about stuff all night long. It was fun. He recommended a breakfast place we went out to, did that the next day, and then unfortunately I had to take Derek back to the airport so he could go back home. He didn't want to go. He had to go. It was time. He just had to go. So, bon voyage. Hope you had a great trip. I had fun. I had a lot of fun. So, you know, like I said, there were some not good things this month, but there was good stuff. So focus on the good stuff and don't make another depressing video like you did in March. Got it. So man, this ended up being a longer video than I planned on. But basically June, done. There was a couple things to check out. So Video Game Years, check out the Videocade commentaries, check out the Indiegogo for the Video Game Years if you can. And the other thing is another Videocade commentaries coming out soon, probably next week. Like I said, I'm gonna put a link, let you know that it's out. Hit it. Meantime, trying to get my computer fixed. I mean, I think it's fixed, but it crashed again, which leads me to believe it's probably not fixed. We'll see how it goes while I'm editing. If it just does it while it's sleeping overnight, I don't care. But if it does it while I'm editing, I'm gonna throw something. Meantime, see what happens. Hopefully in July, I can come out with something, like a game quickie or some short video that I could get done during the month, even with technical problems. Take it back to the friggin' store if I have to for a couple weeks. See what I gotta do. Anyway, peace, love, dove. Something, love you, peace out, peace. Why did I say peace, love, dove? I'm not gonna say that. See you next time. See you next month, hopefully with a video. Not just an update video, but like a video game video. So stay tuned for that, all right? See ya. That was weird.